Hello, my name is Kimberley and today I'll be presenting my work and learning throughout this year. First, I'm going to be presenting for English. One of my goals for English is to expand my vocabulary by exposing myself to new words, which is done by simply reading more books. Another goal of mine is to improve my writing by thoroughly editing and revising through my writing so that I can make sure that not only that I wrote in one tense throughout the entire text, but also so I can make sure that my writing is of a high quality. And another goal is to keep myself motivated. Otherwise, just so I can make sure that I do my work and complete on time. One of the assessment tasks we did this year for English was an essay on a book called Trash. While writing this essay, we used something known as the TEAL structure. The T stands for topic sentence, which is just a short sentence that sums up what the paragraph is going to be about. The first E in TEAL stands for evidence, in this case, a quote, to support the following E, explanation. This is basically just a detailed version of the quote to show that we have understood what we have read. Lastly, L stands for link, which is just to remind the reader what the paragraph was about and what the next paragraph will be about. And another assessment task we have done this year in English was an oral presentation where we use persuasive techniques. One of the persuasive techniques I've used was emotive and strong language, and this was so that I can tackle and rattle the heart of the listener, using words like horrendous, terrible, evil. So, just so that their emotions feel the pain of the issue. And my issue was euthanasia, which is a very serious issue. Other persuasive techniques I've used was a research study, so that there's some actual information, recorded information, and in this particular research study there were actual stories from people, real life stories, which also adds to, which is also another persuasive technique. So in this cat I basically just developed and perfected the use of persuasive techniques. One of the habits of mine I used in English this year was persisting, such as in the essay when I kept rewriting parts of paragraphs to perfect it, and another was managing impulsivity, where I actually thought about what I was going to say, what I was going to write carefully before actually doing so. And, okay, in science this year, one of my goals was to talk less during class so I can actually focus on my work. Another is to actually research at home, additional research that is, to extend my knowledge in anything we've learned in science that actually interests me. One of the assessment tasks we have done in science it had two parts. First part was that we had to create a fact sheet about a given element. The element I was given was magnesium. We did 2 drafts, and while actually conducting this research, I've learned about the history of magnesium, the various uses for it, such as magnesium being used to to create paper to enhance an athlete's grip. And the number of neutrons, electrons, and protons, which is 12, 12, and 12. During this, I basically practiced my research skills, and I learned how to do and label the Bohr diagram. That's how it's pronounced. Some recent work we've done during science, since we haven't done an assessment task this term, was work on cells. We just learned about what kind of cells there are, like plant cells, animal cells, how animal cells are more complex organisms. They have smaller vacuoles and such. And eukaryotes, prokaryotes being more simple organisms that have their DNA in no capsule. They have no capsule for their DNA. We also learn about human body cells, such as bone cells that are meant to keep the body upright. Now, some habits of mind that I used in science this year was questioning and posing problems, particularly during the research portion of for the fact sheet and atom model, so that I could get particular information, which I then put into my fact sheet. Another habit of mine I used was responding with wonderment and awe. I'm actually interested in science, in the functions of cells particularly. Now, in humanities, one of my goals is to use my class time more effectively, which I'm going to do by staying on task, focusing on my work, talking less. Yeah. And another goal is to do research at home, in case if I'm interested in anything we've done during humanities, like Renaissance, particularly the sciences like medicine and vaccines. One of the assessment tasks we've done during humanities was just an evaluation on management strategies used in Jawbone Marine Sanctuary and Williamstown Beach. The information was actually meant to be collected from an excursion. Unfortunately, I didn't go, but I still did some gathering of information by asking some classmates. What I've learned from this task was how to compare two areas with their coastal landscapes, and I've learned how human interaction can affect the environment, how certain strategies can help to preserve, protect an environment. And one of the habits of mine I've used during humanities this year was questioning and posing problems. What has this strategy done to help? Is there any flaws in this strategy? So that I can evaluate properly. And another habit of mine I've used in humanities was striving for accuracy, where I've carefully explained what strategies were used and was specific while actually evaluating them. Now, this year in music, one of my goals was to spend at least maybe around 10 minutes every day just practicing playing, so that I could see if I can improve how I've played anyway. Is there a way I can make this sound better? And another goal is to watch tutorials on YouTube to learn parts of songs, which also helps to find ways how to play certain chords better. Now, in music this year, we have basically learned, first on the ukulele, of course, but
You can stand here.
we have learned how to play chords. We've learned chords like too loud. G chord, E minor, C chord, and D chord. Next, we learned how to play these chords using patterns, as so. Wait. Ultimately, this was meant to lead to us learning how to play around with these chords so that we can make more refined music and play them.
That one is. That one she find the paper from the room. They
Yeah,
gonna throw it
actually
away,
stole-
and she asked if she can pick it up from the rubbish. And
Yeah, I actually stole the first step to do that.
That was great. Well done.
Now, one of the habits of mind that I've used this year with music was persisting, just by practicing how to play chords, even if I got them wrong, and continuing so that I can play them properly without making any errors, which is also part of striving for accuracy, so no errors while playing. Thank you for listening. That concludes my presentation.
Oh,
wow.
Wow.
You speak so wonderful.